Hi and welcome everyone. I'm Adrienne Rogers. I'm the Vice Chair. I'm covering for now, maybe for the evening. It is my great honor and privilege to call tonight's meeting to order. Our first order of, right after 7:45, our first order of business is 6:45, I'm sorry, is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, our next order of business is our Walpole High School Student Report with James Patey.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James Patey, and I'm a senior at Walpole High School. An 8th grade curriculum night was offered to parents and guardians on Thursday, March 5th. On Saturday, March 14th, SAT testing will be held at Walpole High School. Information about course selection for the next school year will be presented at the next PAC meeting on Wednesday, March 25th at 7 p.m. in the Media Center. The Walpole High School Music Department held their spring concert last night in the Walpole High School Auditorium. A work-study virtual presentation is being held tonight, and the Innovation Pathways Information Night will be held virtually on Monday, March 16th at 6:30 p.m. Best Buddies held a fundraiser at Farmer in the Dell on Friday, March 6th, with 20% of the proceeds donated to their WHS chapter. Best Buddies also held an Inclusion Week last week with clothing themes for each day, including jerseys, concert-themed, purple, Disney, and pajamas. The World Language Department is offering students the opportunity to earn the Massachusetts Seal of Biliteracy, which is an award given by a school or district to students who have attained proficiency in 2 or more languages by the time they graduate. The seal is very valuable and will be placed on their transcripts. The application is now available to juniors. The World Language Department is having a poster contest with posters due Thursday, April 2nd as well. The Ski Club will be traveling to Pat's Peak on Saturday, March 21st. The Film Festival will be holding its annual recycling drive on Saturday, April 18th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Girl Up Club will be holding a book drive for lightly used children's books for students grades 3 through 8. A box is set up in the lobby of the high school and will be there until April 6th. The books will be donated to an all-girls school to expand their library and help empower young girls. The speech and debate team placed 6th out of 39 schools at the Mardi Gras tournament on February 28th. Many scholarships are now available to seniors to apply to, including the James Erker and Fiona Murphy cross-country and track and field scholarships, the Larry Rooney Jr. Memorial Scholarship, and many others. Winter sports have now come to a close for all except a few track athletes who will be competing at the New Balance Nationals in Boston this weekend. We wish them the best of luck. Our boys track team placed 2nd at the D3 State Championship on Thursday, February 12th. Both our boys hockey team and our girls basketball team made it to the Elite 8. Spring sports registration will close tomorrow at 3 p.m. and not reopen until Monday, March 16th after the first day of practice. Tomorrow will be an early release day. A career fair will be offered for students to explore career paths with over 60 volunteers planning to attend. Freshmen will be participating in a reality fair to help high school students manage their finances and learn more about the realities that come with adulthood. A speaker event on substance use and addiction will be offered to sophomores and juniors by Kevin Rosario. This event was offered to the freshmen in the fall. That's all I had. Thank you.
That was a great report, James. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Awesome. Well, you're free to go, and we appreciate it. Thank you. Stay great. Or stay, as long as you want. You're welcome to stay. All right, so now for new business, we have the first thing is our Rwanda trip, and we have some Walpole High School students here to speak about the trip.
Yes, so Ms. Wick and Ms. Breiko, along with a couple of high school students to review their recent trip to Rwanda, and then there's also a request after that for an out-of-state field trip next year for Peru.
My name is Caitlin Burns,
And I'm Sophia Longo.
and we're seniors at Walpole High School, and we just got back from the Rwanda service trip.
To better understand the history of Rwanda, we spent the day visiting a memorial for the 1994 genocide. We learned how conflict started between the Tutsi and Hutu peoples. We listened to firsthand accounts from survivors and saw images of how devastating this event was for the community. Learning about Rwanda's resilience over the last 30 years was inspiring. The country now emphasizes peace, which is evident everywhere as everyone greeted us with smiles and a warm welcome.
Here are some pictures from the first 2 days of our trip. The images to the left and right were taken in the village where we volunteered, and the pictures in the center were taken in a nature reserve in Kigali. Everywhere we went in Rwanda had beautiful views and offered a landscape that we wouldn't have been able to see anywhere in the States.
In order to complete our service project, we had to participate in many activities that were daily practice for the women of the village. This included hiking down a hill to fill buckets of water, making and transporting our own mud bricks, and finally using those bricks to build a stable home for their goats to get some shade.
As part of our experience in the village, we were introduced to some cultural practices the women followed. They dressed us in traditional garments they wore, we ate the food they grew, and we learned a bracelet making technique and participated in dances at the end of the workday.
There we go.
Everyone we met was very welcoming and willing to share their culture with us. For some of the people here, it was their first time seeing white people, so we were very grateful to be accepted into their community. The children were especially eager to come up to us and ask questions or dance.
During our trip, we got a chance to visit Agaria National Park and go on 3 safaris. We saw a variety of animals ranging from many species of birds to elephants and rhinos. Our journey included a boat, day, and night safari. All were incredible experiences.
Over the course of our stay in Rwanda, we were introduced to many new foods, environments, and cultural practices that opened our eyes to how different life is in the States compared to Africa. These are some direct quotes from students who went on the trip when they were asked about what they gained from the experience. They include, "It made me a lot more appreciative of what I have, and my attitude has changed for the better." Overall, students seem to have gained a lot of gratitude from this trip.
So you guys did a great job. I apologize for the technical difficulties. So we have beautiful pictures here in our slides, so we can see if we can get that updated and sent. But any questions from the committee or comments? Yes, Nancy.
Can you tell us how big was the group that went from Walpole High?
There were 17 students, and then 2 teachers, and then we had 2 EF tour, director people.
Perfect. Did you feel like there were some kids that went that didn't necessarily go with their friend group, for example?
Yeah, there were definitely a few people who kind of went on their own, and throughout the course of the trip, we all kind of formed our little groups, and everybody had someone by the end of it.
That's perfect. Yeah, because sometimes you have to put yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone to do something amazing like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you appreciate the fact that we're lucky to have teachers who are willing to do that. I mean, I'm always amazed when teachers are willing to step up and do that. So thank you to both the teachers.
Yes. Carrie?
It's kind of a big deal to go overseas without your family when you're still in high school, and I'm curious, one, what made you decide to take the trip, to make it happen for yourself? And then I'd also be curious how it, might have differed from what you expected going into it.
I think we both decided to go because, we definitely wanted to visit Africa and see how different people lived and spent their daily lives. And then
I think it's just definitely there's no other time that you're really going to go to Africa. So, and it also meant a lot. I know a lot of people wanted to help out because we were building things that the people necessarily weren't able to do there. The women in the village that we were in were 70 to 80 years old. So we wanted to help out in any way that we could.
Well, hopefully you will have another time to go to Africa, because it is an amazing continent with like more countries than I could even name, and lots of different types of cultures and people. So it would be amazing if you got to go to another part someday and
love it.
experience that. But I think it's amazing that it's a brave thing, and it's a really rewarding experience to have. So I'm glad you were able to do it, and thank you to our teachers for making it happen.
I would just piggyback on their presentation and just say they did an amazing job. They did everything that was asked, whether it was glamorous or not. They threw themselves into all of the work, and they threw themselves into a culture that's very different than our own. Every day when we would get to the village, we were greeted by a lot of singing and dancing and embracing. Not what you'd expect, you know, to go to somewhere in America where you didn't know anyone. But everyone threw themselves into it and embraced it all as a giant opportunity, which it was. So they did us proud, and I think it speaks volumes that on the last day in the community, they cooked us a beef broth, and they very rarely eat meat. So it was really, you know, we asked, is this what they do for all the groups? And they're like, no, not at all. They were really
Very generous, thank you. They were very impressed with the
Yeah.
students and their commitment to why they're there.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that.
Yes, and we don't stop at Rwanda, so
Yeah.
next.
Yep, so
next
we're gonna roll
year.
right into our out of state field trip request. I got other things in the brain. So a trip to Peru.
All right. Ms. Reicheld's going to hand out some papers because next year's trip, we would like to request permission to travel 12 days to Peru over spring break. We actually had a tour customized for us because, well, as you know, we like to go off the beaten track a little bit. So we had our eye on the Amazon jungle, but there wasn't a tour that had service learning associated with it, and we feel very attached to the service learning component. So we had EF put a tour together for us. And so it would be 12 days over spring break, which would include some time in the Sacred Valley, doing 3 days of service work, about the same number of hours as we did this last trip in Rwanda. And then being right there in the Sacred Valley, you have to take advantage of Machu Picchu, which is just a short train ride away, so it would include that. And then I think it's 3 full days in the Amazon, where we put together a bunch of activities, including canopy walks, jungle hikes, night excursions, boating excursions, and a visit to one of the indigenous tribes there, who are well known for blow darts, I believe. The cost of the trip is $5,839 for the 12 days. Although if we got a group of 20 plus, that goes down to $5,439. The maximum in the tour would be 24 because of that service component. That puts a cap on it.
And the minimum we will travel with is 12.
Wow. Any questions or comments from the committee? Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the field trip to Peru.
Second.
My God. Motion by Mark, second by Bill. I'm going by first names. Sorry, I'm taking over. What do I say now? All those in favor? 700. I will get this by the end of the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yes,
doing
thank
it.
you. Okay.
I actually was looking to show that. I can say, that's awesome.
All right, next up, we have lots of folks here
Yes.
tonight, and I think this is all, most of you are here for the music update.
Yes. So we have Mr. Fleming. He'll provide you with the music curriculum update, answer any questions you may have, and then in addition, we have some Walpole students. Many of them have been accepted into various honor assemblies, and he'll recognize these students who've had some successful auditions and opportunity to participate in the festival. And we had a wonderful concert last night, so thank you.
Good evening. I brought a few friends. It is my pleasure to just update you on the goings-on of the music department. So in some parts of the department, we're in a more of a doing and rather than a planning phase. But I'm going to go over that real quick. So in our elementary, the last time I was here, I talked to you about the fact that we were creating and coming up with a common ukulele curriculum across the district. So all 4 schools are now implementing and using the same ukulele curriculum. They're teaching the same skills. They're teaching the same concepts. Maybe not all the same songs. I know some of our teachers who've been here longer have some songs that are really near and dear to their hearts, and so they definitely don't want to let go of those. But across the district, they're all using the same concepts and the same skill building in the ukulele curriculum. And now our next phase is to move on to every parent's favorite instrument, the recorder. And so they're working on creating a unified recorder curriculum, which hopefully will include mutes or pillows for the parents at home. The other thing I wanted to mention is that Ms. Yee at OPR has started to, this year, pilot a before-school chorus program. And it's part of our attempt to try to figure out how we can get this back into the elementary schools. To be completely transparent, the numbers were not what we would have loved if it had been during the day, but it's a start, and it's giving us some data about how we can possibly address it differently, maybe timing in the school year, things like that. She's done it twice in 8-week chunks to see sort of like when are the times that students can do this and come to school. Obviously, February would have been a terrible time to do it because it would have been canceled several times. And that's our elementary school. At the middle school, big picture, the ensembles are doing wonderfully. They're doing healthy. We have roughly just under 200 to 200 students per grade level playing in or singing in one of our ensembles at the middle school. A great example of that is the fact that there's nowhere to park and nowhere to sit at any concert at the middle school. We may have to go to like a 6th grade band concert and a 7th grade band, who knows? But we're working on that, but it's a great problem to have. And we do have that wonderful facility, which I talked about last year. The other thing is we've started to implement some connections between the middle school and high school program. Last year, actually 2 years ago, Elizabeth Anderson started a Stringfest program, Elizabeth and Mr. Bedrosian. And then now we've added a Chorus Fest program. It's just that band guy, he's having a hard time getting him on board. No, March is so difficult and so busy. We just ran out of dates that we could bring people in from one school to the other. So we're gonna have to expand beyond the month of March. We were trying to keep it in March because it is Music in our Schools Month, but we're going to have to look at something a little bit bigger than that. The main thing I want to talk about with the middle school is the general music curriculum. I stood here and told you last year how we had spent a bunch of time revamping that whole curriculum. So I wanted to talk about it in action and give you an idea of what it's looking like now at the middle school. Perfect world, every kid who goes to the middle school would either sing or play because that's where the most cognitive benefit is in music, is being involved in the making of music. But we know it's not for everybody. And so our goal has been to try to get as close as we can with the students who are choosing not to be in ensembles. And so you'll see that the primary focus is literacy, understanding of structure, understanding of how music is put together, the creation, making music, and that's really where they live the majority of the time in these classes now. Word searches and crossword puzzles are a thing of the past in your music classes. Now it's getting their hands in it, getting to make things. And actually I have an example up there. This is I believe a 7th grade student who had to essentially create a song with chords and melodies and answer questions about why did I make these decisions? What did I do? And the slides go on with what did you find worked, what did you find didn't work? And I know for me, I have 2 teenagers who have been exposed to a ridiculous amount of diversity in music, and so I don't worry about their Spotify playlists. But I will tell you that I walk around the middle school and I see some of these Spotify playlists and the things that are coming off of these young kids, and I don't want them to have that same taste in music when they're 30. I don't want them wheeling me around in a nursing home whistling TikTok songs, put it that way. And so our goal is to get them to have a deeper appreciation of what's happening in the music. And then the last one, improvisation, which is a really scary idea, but most of the time they don't even know they're doing it, which is the best part. Imagine a kid sitting in Mr. Lennox's class, and they've all got drums in front of them, and Mr. Lennox is playing a call and answer where he plays a rhythm, and then they play it back to him. And then he hands the main drum over to the kid to his right, and he says, now this person's gonna lead the call and answer. This student just thinks that they're just playing rhythms, but what they're doing is the same thing that my band kids are doing and the chorus kids are doing, which is they're processing the rhythms, they're processing the beats, they're making decisions, they're deciding what's working and what's not in real time, and it really is the neural connections that they're making are just so huge, and it's the closest thing we can get to them like being in a band or being in an orchestra or being in a chorus without scaring them with the whole performance aspect of it. So in the 6th grade, they're doing some drumming, they're learning some basic ukulele, or actually pretty soon they'll be able to start with pretty advanced ukulele because all those elementary school kids will have come in with those skills, and some basic piano. And then our biggest thing is we want them to start to develop musical opinions and identities and really figure out what it is that they like and why do they like it. And so talking about a piece of music and what instruments are in it, and it's like, what did that instrument make you feel? And those are the kinds of conversations we're going to be having. At our 7th grade level, we continue with the ukulele and go a little more advanced. We get a little bit more advanced in the piano, but we add some technology aspects, and of course that hooks them immediately. I know there's a couple of kids at the middle school who like video games, and so they, it's definitely more than a couple, right? So when you bring in the technology aspect, they tend to get hooked. When I walk in and I go, what are you doing? They don't tell me like, I have to place this. They're like, oh, I'm making a drum beat that goes with this video game, this online video game, or things. And so they're really into the creating of something versus Mr. Alling said, I have to have 4 measures of a drum clicking at least 4. Like they're not in that. They're thinking more in the creative aspect, which is a wonderful thing. And then speaking of video games, they address how music is used in media and their relationship with it in the 7th grade. This project here, I actually think this project is in the wrong grade level. I think it's an 8th grade project. They were having to create songs in an ABA structure, and if you ever just stop and listen to music and like tag the sections, you'll find that 97% of music is in ABA format. And so we want them to start to be able to understand that and start to relate to the music that they're listening to and relate it to a piece by Debussy or a piece by John Coltrane or things like that. And finally in 8th grade, it is a 7th grade project. Okay, I wasn't positive. I actually couldn't remember which teacher had given it to me until you said that. So thank you. And then finally in 8th grade, we add in the guitar, we remove the ukulele, and some of those skills they learn on the ukulele get blown out of the water because they got to use more fingers, things like that. More advanced piano, and that technology really ramps up. And then the biggest thing of 8th grade that's different is they're gonna really learn about how music fits in our society. Where did it come from? What does it do? How is it part of a cultural movement? Things like that, which is wonderful because we actually have a whole class at the high school for that. And so our hope is that they get really excited about that and they want to explore that for an entire semester, so we can teach it at least more than once every 3 or 4 years. At the high school, our performing ensembles are continuing to grow. A couple of the comments I got last night at our concert was, holy moly, that orchestra is huge.
Yeah.
The orchestra, even a couple years ago, was 23, 24 kids, and there were 45 students up on the stage playing, including an army of cello, or celli, I guess. So we're now up over 120 between the three performing, and that doesn't include jazz band and the percussion ensemble because they're all in another ensemble anyway. That's just band, chorus, and orchestra, those 3. Next year, I know I was asked this question, I think it was 2 years ago, is there any AP that we can add in our music department? And we are next year starting for the first time. We'll have students enrolled in a AP music theory course. We know that most of the students who take that course will be students who play in the ensembles because they do have a deeper relationship. But we always have students who take the guitar class or take the piano class and really find that they like things about it. And this would be a great opportunity for them to find out why the things work and really get a deeper understanding of the music. And then I got to plug our Pops Night because, you know, if you have it in the calendar. And I didn't put it on Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you.
And I checked the Gillette calendar, and there's nothing except for
No
World
Taylor
Cup
Swift
going
or
on
anything.
at that time. So we should be good. Our theme this year is Game On, the music of our pastimes. So sports music, music from video games, music from toys, movies about everything. It's a really wide genre because we want to have a lot of freedom. And then it is, I'm sorry. My favorite part of this presentation. I almost forgot. So you all know that we're building a new space at the, I can't say we're building. We're renovating a new space, a new to us space at the high school. We were talking, Mr. Imbush and I were talking the other day that it's ironic that the music department is going from the old cafeteria to the old gym. But the nice thing is unlike it currently looking like an old cafeteria, it's not going to look like an old gym. We're really excited for what it's going to look like. I would have brought you up-to-date photos, but I feel like that would have gotten me in trouble because I don't own a hard hat. And I know it's a hard hat only location. But just to kind of fill you in on what the impact is and what this is doing for us, right now we have one room and we try to run 4 programs. That's the band, the chorus, the orchestra, and all of our elective exploratory classes: piano, guitar, music technology, intro to music and film, theater, intro to theater, all of that stuff. We try to do that in one room. Sometimes that displaces us into the auditorium, which means when picture day, athletic signing day, any of those things, all of a sudden, Mr. B's trying to teach in a small conference room, a class of 17 guitarists. So obviously not ideal. It creates a lot of restriction to our scheduling. For us, financially, the lack of climate control makes it, number one, so we can't own good instruments, but also it makes it so the instruments we do own don't last very long, because we come in probably every 3 weeks and all celli are all out of tune, and we know that they start to warp and things like that. So that's been a kind of a pet peeve of ours, that it's something that we can't really do anything about. And then acoustically, the music room is like playing in a cafeteria. It truly is. So what we're looking at is we're going to have 3 teaching spaces. It's going to be climate controlled, which for me is the biggest thing. I already reached out to our string guy and said, we're getting 2 new celli, and they need to be good, like quality instruments, because we can finally plan some quality instruments. And then I've been guaranteed that despite the gym floor staying, that the acoustician has taken that into account and will acoustically treat the rooms so they'll be appropriate for ensemble play. So that's kind of the floor plan of what and I'm officially calling it a music suite, so feel free to jump on at any point. That's the kind of the overall look of the music suite on there. It's not really super helpful, so I just broke it into the different parts. A new chorus room with some practice rooms attached. All of the practice rooms, when I didn't go in there and check it out during the building, I'd say they fit 5 or 6 students pretty comfortably in there. So it's not like we're throwing 1 or 2 students in there to work. The instrumental room, which they call the band room, but we call it the instrumental room, with a few more practice, including a larger practice room, similar to what we have at the middle school, where we can fit a group of 10 to 12 who can really work in a larger group, do sectionals. Our chamber orchestra could use that space, things like that. And then one of the really exciting pieces, we have a separate digital music lab. So all of our keyboards and our iMacs and that will be in their own room. And maybe, crazy idea, we can have a piano class meeting at the same time as an ensemble class, which we've never been able to do. And then finally, the really neat one, and the one that we would have been okay if we didn't have, but we're so excited to have, is a multi-purpose room that seats, I believe it's roughly like 208 or 210 people in it that retract, and it can basically be used for just about anything, including egg dropping apparently, because I saw the door up high. But we're hoping we're not cleaning eggshells. But that's one we're really excited about. We could hold recitals in there and things like that. And then that brings me to my favorite part of tonight, which is I get to present to you some amazing student musicians who went through a process this year where they were given a piece of music, be it a piece of solo literature or a piece that's for like an ensemble, and they had to prepare that piece as well as prepare scales and be ready to read something they've never read before in front of a judge. And then they get scored, and the top people, and this is for 2 organizations. One is our district, our Southeastern District, which is roughly 96 school districts fall into that category. And then the other is an organization called SEMSBA, the Southeastern Massachusetts School Bandmasters Association. And that has roughly 36 school districts associated in it. Both have a similar format, and both, when they get accepted, if they make it in, they go to a 2-day festival where on the first day, they spend 8 hours practicing with a guest conductor, and then the second day, they do a short rehearsal in the morning, and then they put on a public performance in the afternoon. So they essentially have to come with the music prepared, and then a day and a half of putting it together and putting on a performance. I'm going to call the students up by what they were accepted in, but I think I'm going to have them all come up and just be recognized at the end. We had 44 students total accepted this year. It's the most we've had accepted since I've actually, it's like 10 times more than what we had the first year. It's huge. And the funny part is that the SEMSBA, junior SEMSBA, or the SEMSBA auditions were the same weekend as the Quebec trip. And so we know we would have had more 8th grade students choosing to participate. And so even with that drawing away, we still had 44 acceptances. So we're really excited. I'm really excited to introduce these folks. So I'm going to call some of these students up who are here so they can be recognized. Sophia Carlin, who's an 8th grader and got accepted on voice. Grace Cullen, who's also in 8th grade and got accepted on voice. Abby Simpson, who's also in 8th grade and got accepted on voice. And Hadley Stone, who's in 8th grade and got accepted on voice. These 4 got accepted into the Junior District Festival, which is the 96 school districts in the area. They all participated in a festival at Sharon High School last weekend. And I think they had a blast because they were really talkative on the bus. I'm going to call some more up. Layla Antonetti is a 9th grader who got accepted on clarinet. Gabby Bossy, who's a 9th grader who got accepted on the big baritone saxophone. Sophia Carlin also got accepted. Grace Carlin got accepted. Onyx Evans, who's a 9th grader, got accepted on snare drum. Siddharth Guntupalli, who's a 7th grader, got accepted on violin. Helena Huyn, 9th grader on violin. Amelia Marino, a 7th grader on viola. Hadley Stone, who's already up here. Reese Tommy, an 8th grader on cello. And Ruthwik Varanasi, a 7th grader on cello. And these folks were all accepted to the SEMSBA Junior Festival. So these are all our 7th through 9th grade festival acceptances. And if anybody wants to take a picture. For those. All right, you guys want to go sit? And for our senior acceptances, and this can be 9th through 12th graders. 9th graders have the option to do either. Here with us tonight, we have Asaya Joseph, a 9th grader on viola.
Mr. Fleming, I'm so sorry to interrupt. You missed a name.
Who?
Miss Ella McGarry, also.
Oh, I did not know Ella was here.
Ella is here.
Yeah. Jonathan Joseph, a 10th grader on oboe. Swara Sankhatra, 11th grader on voice. I have 10th grade. I have no idea why I wrote that. And these three were accepted to the Senior Districts Festival. For our Senior SEMSBA Festival, Taylor Cabral, 11th grader on cello. Megan Donnelly, 11th grader on mallets. Guinevere Hafford, 12th grader on cello. Laher Mehta, 9th grader on voice. Charlotte O'Malley, 12th grader on trombone. And Max Ward, a 10th grader on tenor sax. And these were the SEMSBA, and these are our senior exams. Three stay there, and you can. I'm having these three stay up here because in addition to making the Senior Districts Festival, these three students, Swara Sakatra, Jonathan Joseph, and Asaya Joseph, scored so well that they qualified to audition for the all-state level. And so they were invited. We actually had 6 audition for all-state this year, which was way more than we've ever had. And we had 3 who got accepted. Swara, and then Arnold Aurora and Arnold Obermetza and Aaron Aurora were all accepted to the All-State, and next weekend they'll be going out to Worcester to perform at the Hanover Theater with the best players and singers in the state of Massachusetts. And that is all I have.
We were thinking maybe, I don't know if we want to bring them all up or have at least the middle school come up so that, is it Ella? That we could
So
all
Ella can
maybe
get
that
the
picture.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe do the middle school again, the junior. Make my daughter come back up.
Junior folks.
Just for the fun of it.
Just get Abby Simpson back up here.
That's the work. See ya.
Oh, you're way too polite.
Now you're excused.
Before you asked any questions, I was going to offer if there were a couple of students, if anybody wanted to talk about what it's like to prepare for this or what it was like to go and participate in the festival, if anybody was really just dying to share some words. Good. I can always count on Swara to come talk.
Hi, I'm Swara, and I just want to start by first expressing my gratitude for all of our music educators at Walpole High School and Walpole Middle School. And then I also wanted to share a little bit about my experience. So as someone who's auditioned for these festivals and gone to these festivals many times, I can tell you that it's an amazing experience. It gives students such a good opportunity, and especially like coming from Walpole High School's chorus that only has about maybe 25 people. The district chorus typically has between 100 and 150 people, and at ACDA, which is another festival, that's they have a national festival some years, and some years they have a regional festival, which this year was the entire Eastern Seaboard. It was in Providence this year. That one had about 300. And so, you know, performing in ensembles that are so much bigger and just so much more exciting than our high school ensembles. And don't get me wrong, our high school ensembles are very exciting. But it's just such an amazing experience. I've made so many friends. I'm still in contact with so many of them. And, you know, as a choir nerd myself, I'm performing with a bunch of other choir nerds, right? So let's say, like, during our break times, if someone starts singing a song, everyone will come in, everyone will join in, everyone will start harmonizing. It's just such an amazing vibe, and it's just a feeling of such unity and love, and it's just amazing. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate that Walpole High School allows their students to audition for these festivals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Lahair, and I just want to start saying I am so incredibly grateful that I have the unwavering support from my parents, my teachers, and all of my friends who have told me in the past how much I should be doing chorus. I'm really glad that I did. If I hadn't, I probably would not have done a festival. This is my first. I'm doing SEMSBA, and it's my first music festival that I'm doing ever, and I'm so glad I did, because let's just say that preparing for it, I was second guessing myself a lot, and I was thinking about whether I'd get accepted or not, and I think it's been challenging for me sometimes to just be really confident in myself, especially when it comes to singing, but the fact that Mr. Fleming and Miss Nutting, they both helped me prepare so that I was more than ready to audition, and I'm so glad I did, because I got in, and Mr. B, who isn't even Mr. B is not even one of my teachers. He helped me practice my music. No, it wasn't. He took a whole block just to go into a practice room with me to practice my scale and to uplift my spirits, because I cannot begin to tell you how nervous I was for this, especially after I auditioned. I was really unsure, but the fact that I got in, I was just so happy and excited to just tell all of my teachers. They were the first people I came to just to say thank you for everything that they've done for me. And it's just so fun going to or auditioning for a music festival, because it's all these other people that love music, and just it's fun to share a passion with somebody who understands. And I just think I'm going to have the best time tomorrow at the rehearsal, and an even better time at the actual festival on Saturday. So thank you so much.
My name is Reese. I am going to keep it short. I mostly just wanted to give a thank you to both the whole Walpole Music Department, and especially my orchestra teacher, Mr. Lennox, who he's only been here for a short amount of time. He's a long-term substitute and has made such a meaningful impact on our middle school orchestra department. Really, it's a great time, and I'm glad to have him.
I mean, how do you follow that? That was pretty
But
special.
I'm not the art department.
So, are there any? Yes.
I'll talk fast. Two things. I was always a band and a choir nerd, but that presentation made me want to take general music. So it looks awesome, and keep up the good work. I hope that the kids are enjoying it. Second thing is, I'm really happy to hear about kind of the pilot, before school chorus program at elementary school. We're in budget season, and we have had conversations over the last couple of months about how can we contribute budget to an elementary school music program and bringing that back. So it's nice to hear that you're kind of playing around and experimenting, because I think all of us want to see that happen, and we want to make sure that it's done in a thoughtful and sustainable way. And and I think, you're obviously working so many miracles when the program starts in grade 6. It would be incredible to think about what could be achieved if we started even younger, and you have a lot of support for that here. So please keep kind of plugging away and thinking about it and planning and trying things out. The more information we have, I think the better equipped and the more comfortable we'll all feel with moving that ahead. So that's all I want to say, and it's such a delight to hear how much the students are getting out of it. So thank you for bringing them. Thank you, parents, for driving them, and thank you, siblings, for sitting here this entire time.
Anybody else?
I have one quick thing.
Yeah.
There are two violists here?
Yeah.
Where are they? Okay, I'm a violist. We are small, but we are mighty. So thank you, and stay with it, violist.
Well, you have a lot of support up here. I think we could all go on for days, but just know we appreciate you and that all the work that you guys are all doing. And the students really are like that. I mean, that story of just the confidence it brings and the togetherness it brings, that's what it's all about. So thank you. All right.
Have fun tomorrow.
Yes.
I'll see you.
Have fun on the bus, as you always do.
Yeah, can we hire a driver? No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. You're all dismissed, all the music fans, or you can stay.
That was a good list. Oh, list.
Amazing.
Abby Simpson, you have to stay. All right, I guess you can go home.
Hearing them.
Andy's actually Duncan.
Let them file out, Sandy, so we can get some.
Steve is a beauty.
That would be very cool. Calabrina. What's that? Yeah.
Yeah, he works hard. Tim.
May have to shut, yeah.
We got one more.
All right. Well, we cleared out the room on that one. So next up, we have our art curriculum update.
Yes, so we have Miss Sandy Allison's going to provide you an update with respect to the art curriculum, and then also recognize students, which is like one of my favorite events is the Scholastic Art Awards. And she's here to recognize these students tonight.
Yes, thank you all for having us. Oops, this is not at the beginning. Yeah. Sorry. Do I just start? Where's the rest of it? It's okay.
Yeah, just so you can go to present. That's fine.
Okay. That's way down near Scholastics. Okay. Well, I can just talk and I can build you a picture with my.
I can just hold it up again. I've been very useful
You
doing
didn't know that was your job tonight, did you? Well, I will start with the elementary school. And the team there has been expanding their breadth of culturally responsive art lessons, and they're trying to focus on Indigenous people. And each art teacher had been researching Native artists, including practicing contemporary artists. What they want to do is to bring some of that to the elementary level. So the team, the four of them, were able to get together and take a professional development day to the Institute of Contemporary Art in Boston. And they had a phenomenal time there. They were able to work in the ICA's art lab. They let them work there, visit all the art, work in the lab, actually create the art, and were able to have meaningful discussions around. They had chairs around and they were able to sit with the artwork and just be together and have a lot of discussion and have all this inspiration in front of them to work with. And they then took these Native art lessons and introduced them into their classrooms with their students using a variety of materials. They were collaging, they were weaving, they were using fabric scraps, yarn, anything to try to create art for the students to get a feel for looking at these artists and then trying to create their own fabric that they weave into things. And you'll see some of that at the district art show. So that was what the elementary school is working on. The middle school had just come together from the new school last year. They're really trying to solidify their curriculum, and they're trying to have the sixth graders kind of learn through really paying attention to the elements of art, their line, shape, color, things like that. They're trying to investigate with color theory. They're practicing their responsible use of materials. They're starting to get confidence, and they're reflecting on their discussions through basic art vocabulary.
There you go.
I think I can catch you up. Okay. And so here, stopped again. There we go. Here you can see the sixth grade students working with multiple, some are working on oil pastel techniques, some are using their cardboard and 3D, trying to get 2D relief, 3D sculptures. You know, so they're learning to use different materials and trying to kind of explore with them. For the seventh grade, the students there are developing work with, they use a lot of the principles of design. So they've already learned the elements, so they move on to the next year. It's kind of like they're filling their backpack and taking what they've learned, moving on, and they're trying to come up with different ways to use texture and movement and balance. And they're working at doing a little bit of one-point perspective as well, starting to get a little bit more mature with their art materials, doing some more experimentation, and they're making better connections between time periods and cultures. Okay. And then here you can see the students working. These particular students are working on squash book galaxies. They're doing multiple different watercolor techniques, and they're trying to put all these pages together, and it literally builds this book that folds out. So it's a great, I love these pictures because you get a great feel for the room and the activity going on in there. When I get to go visit and see them, the space is really used so well, and I love seeing all the stations and all the things the kids can use, and the just great state-of-the-art room, so that works really well. And then eighth grade is working on they're starting to get a portfolio of work now. So we've got them feeling more confident. They're starting to learn how to, they use both elements and principles. They know how to combine them together. They're able to problem solve on their own, or we're giving them more choice to do that. They're trying to get them to feel confident enough to take more art risks, right? And then they're increasing their technical skill, and they're trying to get those students prepared for the high school level of art experiences, because at the high school, we have all the different avenues of specialties of art that they can go into. So here they're getting a great array of, you know, multiple media. And then the teachers can see maybe what the students like or what they feel confident with, and we can help them decide what they want to take in high school. We can tell them, you know, you do really well in sculpture. Maybe you would like to try ceramics and sculpture. So it's a nice way that we can kind of one-on-one let them know how they're doing and what they might like if they want to choose to go on. So, so that is, and they also have 2 after-school clubs. Sorry, this is the 8th graders. I love the picture in the middle there. Mm-hmm. These kids are having a ball. They were doing, it's called musical chair still life. So what happens is you have a bunch of still lifes. The kids start at their table and draw, and then you turn on the music and they have to go to another table, and when the music stops, you stop at that table and you have to find something there to add to your still life. So they were just having fun going around the room and trying to add things to build their still life. So it's a nice way to get them moving, keep them going and, you know, thinking, and not just kind of like, oh, I got to draw what's in front of me. So they were really having a good time with this one, so they enjoyed that. They also have 2 after-school activities for art, and one of them, the kids love the painting class because you can see them with the easels there, and they feel so grown up with the easels and like they're real professional. But they really enjoy it. They can paint their own subjects, explore things, personal interests, and just make them unique to themselves. And the same for the ceramics club. The students are working with clay. They're using either hand-built or they have a pottery wheel, which they really have fun with. And they can just have more choice there, and they get to hone things that they like. You know, they're getting their skills together. So that's the middle school. And then at the high school, pretty much, you know, status quo with what we're doing up there. We have all our courses running full. We also are starting, I know you've heard a lot about pathways, so we're part of the media arts pathway. And it's for students interested in a career in advertising, art and design, film, TV, things like that, all that media work. And students who would possibly like to take this pathway would have to choose 2 technical courses and then 2 advanced courses throughout their 4 years. So it doesn't stick them into like a tight course selection, but these things they might take anyway, so they might, if they like it, and they can go on. And then at the end, they could do an internship or a capstone project for their last bit. So, and you can see here we have a student, we're already using our studio, I'll show you in the next slide. This is a student pulling a vinyl cut, so they're doing the heat press on there. So they're very proud of that work. They love doing that. And that brings me to the next slide with 2 things with it. We have, this is the new, on the side here, the little, we call it the design production room. And you can see the heat presses in the back that flip up. We have 3 of those, plus one for a baseball cap. To the left, you can see there's an embroidery machine, a digital sewing machine. We have 2 vinyl cutters, and we have a very large printer you can see in the back there. We always do the print, we've always designed the film festival posters, but now we can print them in-house too. So we're trying to get a little production studio here for kids who are interested in that sort of thing. We're also adding Design 4 back in. Mr. Conlon and I are trying to build that design program to really get it going again and sustain. And with this Design 4 class, we've added a dual enrollment with Southern New Hampshire University. And it's we do have AP courses up there, but this also gives the students the same rigor, and it's also college prep, and especially because we're tagging on with SNHU and taking one of their course selections, and the students will be doing the work that they would be doing there and getting those 3 credits. So it's something for the kids to really develop rigorous, personalized program. They're working with state-of-the-art equipment, and it's just something that I think these kids are getting ready for. They're doing really well. So we're seeing some really great work out of them, as you'll see in a little while. And then for extracurriculars, we have National Art Honor Society, and the students, we have about 41 or 42 this year. The students love attending field trips, which you guys have approved for us, and they're going one tomorrow to New York, some of the students. And they're going to, they complete service projects, they do things for the community, which is really nice. They attend workshops right at the school. Mr. Conlon or Mr. Bergeron the other day they were showing them again how to make egg temper for painting and different techniques, collaging. So it's really nice for them they can join one of those. And also they just make art that's recognized locally, nationally. So they really enjoy that. The other extracurricular is the art club, and that one is meets once a week, and students are, if they're interested, they can join. A lot of times kids can't fit art into their curriculum, right, their course selections, so they can come here, and it's a nice outlet for them to do if they like. But no experience necessary if kids just want to come and kind of play around, or it's something they liked, and there's no judgment, you can make anything you want in there. We have planned things to do, but if they want to do something else, that's totally fine. So the kids really enjoy that, and that's a very popular one too. And then, so just to let you know, some upcoming exhibits that we have coming up are the Scholastic Gold Key. It's going to be in Medford, Breed Hall in Medford, and that's next week. So it's the 14th through the 22nd. We are actually going there for a field trip with our students to show that a lot of the kids are in this show, and I think it's something that really they benefit from when they see their peers from around the state, and they can see the work that's done. That the kids do and that's done, and that it really inspires them to keep them going. We have Art in Bloom coming up also this month, which we tag along with Norwood High School, and it's at the Morrill Memorial Library in Norwood, and it's for the weekend. it really looks lovely. The Norwood Evening Garden Club creates these floral interpretations of the artwork that we send them. So if you have a chance, it's really nice to see. Obviously, our district art show is going up it'll be up the whole month of May, and I'll let you know the date of the opening reception. We do, as requested in Walpole, we have businesses that'll ask for our art. We have a new laundromat that's in Palumbo Plaza, and they asked for student art up there, so we're going to put some up there. He wanted something on the walls and something that felt like community, so I thought that was nice for this new business. We have ongoing at Town Hall, and of course in all the schools. We're always putting stuff up everywhere, so people can come hopefully and get to see our art. And then what I would like to do is just tell you about the Scholastic Art Awards. It is a panel of creative professionals. Oh, sorry, this is the district art show. This is the opening reception if you get a chance. It's a very busy night when you come this night, but it's May 6th from 6 to 8 p.m. If you are able to make it, it's a fun night. It is very busy that night. Bridget knows. If not, it is up for the whole month of May, which is great because some students, if they can't make it, or there's always sports and things going on, so or their family wants to come, and you can bring people through all the time. And I think our entire community really enjoys it. When we're hanging it, we always get stopped and asked questions, and people love seeing it, so they're excited to have it. So the Scholastic Arts is a panel of creative. When I say creative judges, they are in the field. They are artists, they are painters, they are photographers. All these people judging our students are actual artists in this field. So they're looking for originality, skill, emergence of personal voice and vision. We had 21 awards given out this year to middle and high school students. Let's see if this will work for me. No. So I'm going to just go through and say, I say the names. I know not everyone could make it tonight, but this is Abigail Rush, grade 8, in its sculpture, and she won a gold key. Ruby Banks, grade 10, gold key. This is under the ceramics and glass, the Sgraffito bowl. It's beautiful. Cora is here. Cora Dalrymple, grade 10, gold key for digital art. Brianna Conroy, who is also here. This is her photograph Persephone. Cora again, silver key, her illustration. And Cora's silver key for her graphic design work. Rebecca Chen, this is beautiful, grade 12, her silver key for this digital artwork. Sayuna Langmead, grade 7, honorable mention for ceramics and glass, and she's here. Michael Milburn, grade 8, honorable mention. You can see his sculpture, and he's wearing it in the next one.
That's cool.
Alessia Eluigi, grade 9, honorable mention for her sculpture. Cora Dalrymple, grade 10, honorable mention for her graphic design. And Cora, grade 10, again, you might have seen this last year at the art show, and we were able to put it in because if they missed the Scholastics, you can put it in for the next year. So honorable mention for her illustration. And Cora's honorable mention for her printmaking as well. You can see Cora's very well-rounded in art. Ruby Banks, again, grade 10, honorable mention for sculpture. Michael Cicerone, grade 11, honorable mention drawing. Michael's here as well. And Felix Stern, grade 11, honorable mention, sculpture. Victoria Biesti, grade 12, honorable mention, photography. Yeah, that was a great one, actually. She set up the whole thing in the bathroom. We had to put a sign. Cole Brennan, grade 12, honorable mention, mixed media. This is like a piece of art, and you can see it's actually, it comes out, and there's real objects in there, too. So really, really clever. Rebecca Chen, again, grade 12, honorable mention, beautiful painting, it's illustration. Matthew Nealon, grade 12, his honorable mention for digital art, something about cows again. Elo Zolo, grade 12, honorable mention for sculpture. So I do have a few kids here, and I know Michael wanted to speak about Scholastics, and then I could have them all come up for a picture.
Definitely,
Michael,
definitely.
you still want to come up?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
It's very nice to meet you all.
You too. Nice to meet you.
As you know, I'm Michael Cicerone, the esteemed Michael Cicerone. So I would like to thank all my teachers and Scholastic for doing this for me, as long as other people. So I'm just going to do my speech now. Through my 17 years of being alive, I've been through a lot. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. I struggled with ADHD and autism all my life. Back in 2017, I had a seizure which made me have to take meds for it. I've had some happy moments and some sad moments. I've learned many things from people much wiser than me. One major thing I learned is to never give up, no matter what. If you have a dream, go for it. Of course, there are going to be people who say you're this or that. Negativity, use negativity as motivation. It doesn't matter what your dream is. Don't let anyone stop you. Keep going. Believe me, it's going to be hard. But it's the right path. My family has always supported me through the years, including friends and sometimes acquaintances. I appreciate everything they've done for me. I would like to thank my art teachers for noticing me and helping me get this award. Art has always been a use of therapy to get me through tough times. This goes for all of you. As a wise man once told me, a very wise young man, he told me this: just put one foot in front of the other and you'll arrive at your goal eventually. Thank you.
Do you want to stay up, Michael, and get pictures? Cora, Brianna? Oh, sure. Yeah. Some of the kids want. Oh,
Hi, Brianna. Oh, no, unreal. Bye.
talent.
One more.
One more time.
Good job.
Yeah, so that's us. Any questions?
Well, yeah, I think, I don't know if anyone has questions up here, but we'd love to hear if there's any students that wanted to talk about their artwork. I personally want to say it's Michael, right?
Yes.
You did a phenomenal job speaking. That's not easy to do, and you did a beautiful job. Got a couple tears in my eyes, if I'm going to be honest. So that was really, really great. Thank you. Did anyone want to come up and talk about their artwork, or don't want to put anyone in the spot?
I was going to say Michael was the only one that volunteered.
That volunteered.
Okay.
Well, we're very impressed, and I want to purchase all of these items and have them in my house. It's beautiful. Yes.
I was going to say this meeting always makes me feel like I need to work on my self-esteem when I go home after seeing all this talent here. This is just amazing. I could not produce anything like this. This looks like something a professional did. So, I mean, really amazing work. So.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I think the kids, the caliber of the work, it is stunning, and that's, you know, I'm glad that they were recognized.
Mm-hmm.
And you think of all the students out there in Massachusetts that go to this thing, so, you know, the thousands of pieces of art that be brought in. I should say, too, there's a few gold pieces that have been chosen, and that the gold is goes on nationally to be judged. So that will be March 25th is when they're doing the judgment on that, so we wait to hear from there too. And you never know, someone there we could win silver or gold nationally too. So good luck to you guys who are in there for the gold. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see. Yes.
Yes.
You could have taken the students' names off of these, and I would have easily believed they were professionally done.
That's nice.
Honestly. And we do always enjoy hearing from the students, you know, what motivated you or kind of the meaning behind your piece, because we see it and we can see one thing, but it might not be what how you interpret it or kind of how you meant it. So don't be shy if you want to come up and talk. Your families have been sitting here for a really long time.
I know you guys have been good.
but also no pressure.
It's very inspiring, and you're very, very talented and wonderful.
I have one question. I don't know if anybody here, is anyone going to school for art? Like, we have such incredible pieces here, and there's some seniors in here or juniors that, is this in anyone's long-term planning to go to art school? Or
Does Ruby, perhaps Cora, is going to, if she wants to or not.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, which is
Oh, we have
nice,
a few more.
actually. I like that, to see that they would be going, just trying and going on in it.
Yeah, Ms. Syrick?
I just want to say this was, I mean, all of it was great. Even just how you've been able to make some changes and improvements at every level. I think the ICA collaboration was amazing. The things you're doing at the middle school, all the new programs, the things with SNHU. I mean, I think it's an amazing way to expand the program. So thank you.
I appreciate
think
it.
it's
Thank you.
really impressive.
Yeah, we're
Ms. Gallagher?
excited. We're excited. Yeah.
Ms. Gallagher?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I know that the art department at Walpole has been really well known for a good while, and it's great to see you continuing it and growing it in different ways. I don't know whether you ever thought about this, but you know how, like, there are some new buildings in town that have apartments upstairs, but they haven't yet gotten any businesses downstairs? I was wondering the other day if they might want some art, like if you could almost turn it into a little art studio until they got a tenant. I think it would be just like a nice way to help kids get their artwork a little bit more out there. Like, I love the fact that it's in the library for the month of May, but maybe at other points. I don't know whether anybody would be interested at all, but I thought
Right, I don't know if they'd let us in, but I actually like that concept very much, because we used to have I'm going to date myself, long time ago in Plimpton, there was like the art gallery. And we were able to have that, and that was really fun because we could have it open and people could go up and see it.
Yeah.
So something, I'm thinking one of the buildings downtown, the huge high-rise apartment there by the trains
Yeah.
that has that whole empty area would be
Yeah.
lovely to have something in there. I don't know if they'd let us have that, or if we just put things in the windows so people
Yeah,
could
I'm
see.
not sure, but
it's a
I
nice
think
idea.
that, it's empty right now, so
Right.
it might be useful.
Yeah, I like that.
And I had one question for you, Sandy.
Yes.
At the middle school, they have the ceramics.
Yes.
Or the ability to do ceramics. Are we doing that in a lot of our classes, or like?
At the middle school level, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. So every grade gets that.
Gets a
All
little bit?
6th, 7th, and 8th are getting ceramics. So they start with, the pinch pot, the coils, 6th grade, right? And then they learn to do more techniques. So they're getting, they build them up stronger and stronger, different techniques, different slab, and then they move on from there. So, they start with the smaller technique, so to speak, in 6th grade. They start to get, some of them have had access to it. There's 2 elementaries that have kilns that they do use clay.
I see.
I want to say Boyden, and I know Elm, I think, is going to get one.
Okay.
I don't know if they've gotten it yet. So they have the ability to use that. But a lot of the kids, when they come up, they haven't done that yet. So 6th grade, we keep them, we start them at coil, But yes, every grade level gets to do that. They have a kiln in each art room. They have a wheel in each art room. I think they have a wheel in each art room. And so they do hand building and the pottery. The pottery wheel's hard because there's only one, right? So that's why it's more popular after school, but kids do get to take turns. I was in observing one day when the kids were building their clay, and they would be building in teams, but they would take turns swapping off who got wheels. And they have little mini wheels now too, so the kids can get a feel for it if you couldn't get on the big wheel.
Huh.
So I like that, yeah.
Oh, good, thank you.
It gives them another avenue to experience, yeah.
Mr. Brinkley?
Yes.
Our school parent here, it's nice to see, it's nice to see all the success,
Yeah.
the music as well. It's nice to see the music department coming along.
Absolutely. Yes, Mr. Buckley?
Thank you. Such great art. It's wonderful for you to share it with us, and it's a lifelong thing. Just as you sing after your 12 years here, or you play an instrument perhaps after your 12 or 13 years with us here in the Walpole Public Schools. It's great that we're able to give students sort of the foundation to go through a lifetime of creativity and see after just a few short years in the program how creative they can be, and those, I think, in your future, that's perhaps the best skill you can have, is thinking outside the box, thinking critically, looking at the world around you, synthesizing how you feel and expressing yourself that way. I think as the years go on, that'll serve you well in other parts of your life as well. But it's so wonderful that not only do Walpole Public School students create so much art, but there's so much good art, there's so much great art that you can share with our wider community, and I want to thank you, Sandy, for many years. You do a great job leading the program, and you have a great job, right? Which is allowing for students,
the best part,
allowing
yeah.
you to
The kids are the
to
best
help
part of the
people,
job, right?
to help your young students kind of understand their creative voice and hone it and grow it over the time. So it's so wonderful. Hopefully we can get all these pieces in the newsletter as well, so that our 4,000 or 5,000 recipients can also sift through it as well.
The great thing about art, too, that you touched on is they are critically thinking, they're problem solving. There's no one answer. So when we give prompts and we give inspiration, we'll have 24 kids and I get 24 different solutions, but they're all learning how to problem solve on their own and put things together and come up with a product. Like, I think that's fantastic that they can do that. And that's what we love to see, when we differentiate in the room, we're running around, because I was watching Mr. Bergeron's class today, and someone was painting, he turns around, someone's using color pencil, the next person's collage, and he's got to shift gears and show technique. And I was doing it in the other room with the digital photography. The kids are setting up movie scenes, and we've got to think about what are you doing here, what do you need, what are your props, where's your costume, just getting these kids all whatever they need to kind of piece their problem solving together and get them their creative outlet. So we really enjoy it doing that. Yeah, so we're having a ball up there.
Very good.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can't wait for the district art show. So.
Yeah, coming soon.
Thanks for hanging in with us too for the whole meeting.
Oh yeah, so if people that are here for art feel free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Yellow bus.
I know. Just a few minutes. My job, Karen. Take the win.
Can't contain my excitement.
All right. Well, we are moving right along here. So next up, we have Mr. Fisher with an overview here for the yellow bus late fee restructuring.
Okay, so I wanted to share with you a growing challenge that we've noticed over the last few years with yellow bus transportation, and that is the late registration of families signing up for yellow bus, so registering their children to ride on the bus. And what that is creating and has created over the past few years is overcrowding and what I would consider unsafe pickups due to unanticipated riders and disruptive route changes. So it's created a lot of operational strain on the transportation office. So our transportation office, is one individual, Kim Poirier, who does the routing with Connolly Bus. So we are not deeply staffed, and so it's really important that families sign up for their buses on time and give Kim and the representative at Connolly Bus the best opportunity to design safe routes that accommodate all students who are riding. So I wanted to share with you some quick numbers on the number of students who are paying. As 1,238 students pay to ride the bus. And our on-time registration, so the people that are doing what they need to do, are 816 students. So that's 66% of our riders. Students are signing up on time, families are signing up. But unfortunately, we have 87 students this year who signed up late. That means between July 14th, July 17th. That's 7%. And they incurred a late fee. And then there's a second tier, which is the lump sum of 335 students signed up after July 1st. And that is 27%. So when you add up the 27 and the 7, my message to you tonight is 1/3 of paying students, families are signing up late for late bus. And that, again, creates a very disruptive environment for one person working with somebody at Connolly trying to schedule routes. So what we're going to do this year are three things. We're going to enhance our communication with families, increase the frequency that we reach out to families with emails, and we're going to try to simplify those directions. So you're only going to get in your email a simple message of what you need to do to register on time. We're going to increase our outreach by sending direct reminders to families who we know had registered late in the past. We want to send them some additional reminders to make sure that they are aware of that deadline and that they're doing everything they can to sign up. And if they're struggling, obviously they can reach out to Transportation Office and we'll try to make accommodations. But at least the critical message here is it's not about the financial piece, it's about signing up on time and designing effective routes. Because when we don't, unfortunately, the people who do sign up on time and those students, they're the ones who are impacted by the reconfiguring of those routes and shifting kids to other buses. And it really makes it difficult when we're starting school and trying to get kids off on a healthy start for the first day of school. We're also going to add some digital signage. So we have 2 digital signs at the high school and the middle school. We're going to use those signs to advertise. And then we have a portable sign that we're going to talk to the DPW about advertising in the center of town. So really getting the message out. But I have one final piece. A fair amount of people were very dismissive about the late fee. The late fee this year was $50 if you were signed up late, $50 per student, which I think of as a fair amount of money that I would not want to incur per child. But we're very, let's say, fair about it, very casual about it, and it's just really, we want to rein that in. So I'm proposing tonight that we increase that fee to $100 per student to really encourage people to get their registrations in on time, because the impact it's having, again, it's not financial. I'm not asking for an increase in the bus fee. I just want to make sure that people do their due diligence in signing up on time. And I think that and hope that $100 per student would really encourage people when they're reminded to get their registrations in on time. So I don't know if it warrants a vote, or I'm just looking to make sure that you're aware that this is something that we're doing. And if you have any questions, obviously, I'm happy to answer any questions about that.
I have one, but do you want to go first?
More a comment than a question. I think this all sounds perfectly reasonable. I actually think if the communication started with a, hey, did you know that of our bus riders, only 66% sign up on time, and our transportation department is one person, and this creates like a lot of,
Good point.
I think that's a real significant problem that nobody in this room would be aware of if you hadn't just told us. So I that in and of itself, I think, could encourage folks to help us out, right? And make the process go more smoothly. I still think everything else you've outlined is great and should be done too, but just kind of laying it out there for people could just be powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm calling myself out here, one of those people. So, knowing that now, I feel sheepish. So this is good. I'm wondering with are there extenuating circumstances? I'm sure there are. Like if you move into town, there's certain things that you wouldn't incur after that date, but just wanted to put that out there that if there's some reason, what are the reasons that would make it okay for you to sign up late?
I mean, I think you're right in your suggestion. People who move into town late, I think people that are in a financial predicament don't know about the free reduced application that you can apply for. Maybe there's a question about their mileage from their home to the school. Do they qualify for a mileage waiver? Those are all questions that can be easily answered. And we can even put some of that information on here as well. But yeah, I think it's just getting the communication out so people are aware. And I love the idea of we have limited resources. We do that by design so we can do it efficiently and effectively, but it backfires sometimes in a situation like this.
I think that makes sense. I think people see $50 and they're like, oh, but I didn't get to it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking for myself or anything, but this makes a lot of sense. So thank you for making that known and for doing that. Anybody else? Yes.
Yeah, we talked about just the fact that I think towards the end of the year, people just get overwhelmed and inundated with papers and lots of stuff going on. So just reaching out in different ways, whether it be text, putting it out there. And I do love the messaging to let people know about the one person handling all this, because then, people just, I think, would look at it differently. They're overwhelmed, but you don't want to pass you being overwhelmed onto someone else, right? People, I don't think, are connecting it. They're just like, oh, I'll get to that at something later. So I think just getting that word out there will help.
And I think we're going to open the fee on April 6th, just so you know, so we give people plenty of time. We try to make it before everyone gets into the summer and forgets about it. We're going to open it early.
I'm putting that in my calendar. Yeah, April 6th. Yes, Ms. Gallivan.
And I think even this one woman who makes all the schedules is the person who has to drive the bus if a bus driver doesn't show up, and sometimes has to shovel snow to get the vans going. So, I mean, she does a lot for us.
Wow.
She's amazing.
She does a lot. Her name's Kim Poirier.
Thank
She
you,
does
Kim.
amazing work.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think we should just send a
recognition.
letter of appreciation to her. Seriously, I think she's just a hidden gem.
I'll be sending an apology note.
That was not my intention.
That's right, message received. All right, so, thank you, Mr. Frisha. So now we have our superintendent report.
So last Tuesday, I attended and presented at the Tri-County Legislative Breakfast, and that was held at the War Memorial Auditorium at Newton City Hall. And it was hosted by the Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents. So the program focused on the FY27 state budget, and the superintendents had the opportunity to speak directly about the fiscal pressures facing our districts, also the implementation challenges, and also the investments that are necessary to serve the best interest of our students across the state of Massachusetts, particularly in the areas of special education funding and standards. Those seem to be the three largest ones. I just want to thank our legislators. They all came out. It was great. And for Adrian, was able to, I know everybody's schedule was busy. I appreciate you being able to come and support me while I'm up there speaking in front of everybody. It was a strong showing, and it was really important to be able to advocate for our students in the schools. Yesterday, Dr. Hahn and I attended the middle school unified basketball game, and they played the grade 8 team leaders. It was just phenomenal to see. It was a really nice turnout. And then later in the evening, we joined Mr. Imbush at the Walpole High School Spring Music Concert. And again, it was a wonderful night. I just want to remind the listening audience out there that we have a new school department digital display, which is located on the second floor of Town Hall, right outside the superintendent's office. And this display highlights all of our school events, but most importantly, it also celebrates our school committee recognitions. So they're recognized here once, but we've got them on the display outside. So they're actually featured the day after the meeting. Jen Breen gets ready. She gets ready to put them up, and they remain on display for approximately 2 weeks until we, recognize a new batch. So we really invite our community members to stop by. A lot of them do stop by to see the artwork out in the hallway, but now they can take part in celebrating all the outstanding accomplishments in our schools. Just a reminder, Dr. Hahn would like me to remind you that let you know that last week all the principals sent home notifications in their weekly updates about the DESE school report cards that are available to families. And every year, each public school district in Massachusetts posts this on their school and their district websites. And it's really a multiple means for school performance. It's more than just MCAS scores. It's a way of looking at student performance, teacher qualifications, student learning opportunities. So it's just a useful tool to take a look at how we support our students and how we can continue to support our students in the future. So any questions, they can contact the principals or Dr. Hahn. I want to give an MCAS reminder, a little MCAS plug. I did this last year, just highlight the significance about the upcoming MCAS test for our students. They do still play a role in our evaluation of our individual student progress and our effectiveness of our educational programs. It is required by the federal and it's a federal and state law, and for students, and student participation impacts our accountability numbers and our ratings. So it really matters for 3 reasons. First, it serves as a key indicator to knowing our students' understanding of the curriculum. It helps us identify those strengths and areas that we need to improve. It also, the second, student accountability. It contributes to our district and schools accountability system, and it also guides our enhancement in teaching strategies and resource allocation to where we need to for our kids. And then student opportunity. Some people may not realize that the results are still used as a benchmark to qualify for state awards. So the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship and the Stanley Koplik Certificate of Mastery and the State Seal of Biliteracy. So they're all used in that respect. Another item is that we're running extended day for April vacation camp, so we'll get that out on the website and in my some more newsletter. And then they are running, I know they piloted, I think, last summer, but they're running a summer camp program again. So that will be at Fisher. The April vacation camp will be held at Boyden, but it's open, and we'll get that information. I'm going to mention the World Cup again and again and again, okay? So, and this will also be in my newsletter. So as a reminder, Foxborough will be hosting the World Cup soccer matches this spring and summer. 2 of them take place during the school day, March 26th and June 16th. So as a result, increased regional traffic is expected to coincide with dismissal times. We, WPS, we're actively coordinating with the Walpole Police Department. We've had several meetings with Chief Kelleher. Jen and I were in a meeting just recently with Chief Kelleher. So we're coordinating so the Walpole Police Department will have an increased presence during dismissal procedures, along bus transportation routes, and in areas of student travel to maintain student safety and minimize disruption. Families should anticipate that these days we might not be following the typical routine, so delays may be possible. So we just ask families to have some patience, allow for some extra travel time, and we appreciate their flexibility and their support. So, and I am, along with the Walpole Police Department, working with Boyden specifically on a couple things in terms of dismissal procedures, but we're going to keep that just with Boyden right now, so everybody doesn't get the best kept secret. And we just have some upcoming events. We have a lot. You heard about the high school. It's just packed. We have another unified middle school basketball game on the 17th. We have our middle school musical at the end of the month. On the 27th, MECO, we were able to secure the grant, and Tisha Winslow will be hosting the Walpole and Friends Elementary Bowling event at King's in Dedham. And then on April 13th, MECO will be having the Advocacy Day at the State House. And Atisha's organizing that, so as soon as she gets the RSVP, I'll let everybody know. I know Carrie was kind enough to go last April, so thank you. And I have it on my calendar, so I think I can go this time around. So if people are interested, we'll make sure they get that information to advocate for our program. And early release tomorrow. That's all.
Thank you. That's all. Great.
Bridget, did you want to mention the article where we were recognized?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I should have brought it. But if you haven't, I think it was Boston Magazine, was it top five towns for bang for your buck? So it did a really nice job of highlighting the town of Walpole, not only our restaurants and our downtown, but it also quoted us as having stellar schools, and noted the investment that this town puts in for our middle school, our brand new middle school, and our high school renovation projects, which is nice. So just talking about the overall collaboration and investing in our schools and investing in our students.
Great. Yes, Ms. Denizio.
I just want to go back to the World Cup for a second. Because it came up at Select Board this past Tuesday night, there was a discussion about the school schedule and public safety and traffic flow and all of that, and you know, the idea of changing to a half day was mentioned, and that's, as they said on Tuesday night, that's our purview, that's not anybody else's, and there's a few factors, I think, that we would be weighing in making that decision, and part of it is looking to see what things look like on the 26th of March. As well as, what happens at the Foxborough Select Board meeting next Tuesday, right? There's still some unanswered questions, so I bring it up because it was brought up on Tuesday night in a public meeting, and I didn't want folks to get the impression that it wasn't something that we were discussing actively and thinking about and monitoring. It is, and we will, be making a determination sooner rather than later, I think. It's fair to say.
See how March goes.
Thank you.
I'll be out there. With Mr. Fisher, right, Mr. Fisher?
I will be there.
All right.
With bells on.
Awesome. All right, so moving on to old business. Do we have a budget update?
So we do. On March 3rd, Superintendent Goff and I, with the support of several school committee members, met with the Finance Committee and presented the budget for the schools. And I think we had a very positive outcome. So we are, with the FinCom supported the town administrator's recommendation, which creates a gap between the school committee's budget and the town administrator's budget of $262,376. That has come down significantly over time. And so the business office, we are working on how to close that gap, looking at different options. The town administrator was open to looking at future revenues that may change the picture from the state level. You know, will there be additional funding that comes in from the state that happens to help close that gap? So I feel optimistic that that is a gap that we can close in the environment that we're in, and looking at some of the things going on in other towns around us. I think we're pretty well positioned, but I know that every position on the priority list is an important one. So we're working hard to figure out a plan that, if nothing changes, how we could hopefully close that gap and fund the positions that you had as a priority. So I thought that was good news.
And you all have copies of the presentation. And, you know, we know with finances, it's all about, you know, budget and numbers, but we always like to begin with some of the highlights in our district, because I think it's important for them to see the outcome of their investments, both through building projects, but also through the achievements of our students and our staff.
Yeah, thank you. I want to thank you as always, because, you know, we are in a great position, especially compared to some of our neighbors, and so all the hard work that you do really is appreciated. All right, the high school project.
Yes, we had a permanent building committee meeting Tuesday night, and they're finishing up the punch list for the field house. They're continuing the work on the music multipurpose area. The PBC did vote the FF&E, that's our furniture and equipment package for the music, for the counseling, and the technology that's going to go into the music area. Did I miss anything?
I think that's it.
And we're on time and on budget. Mark, just that's for you.
Great. Any questions there? Okay, moving right along. Subcommittee activity. Did we have any? No. Perfect. Citizen comments. Abby, do you have any comments to make for the committee? No. All right, moving on to approval of warrants. Anyone want to take that this evening?
Sure.
Thank you.
Make a motion to accept the following payroll warrant, number 2634 PS, for the amount listed in your packet.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Denisio, second by Mr. Breen. All in favor? 700.
And then I'll make a motion to approve the following accounts payable warrants for schools, food services, and special education and the middle school project under 226035, and for schools, food services, and special education under 226036 for the amounts listed in your packet.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Denisio, second by Mr. Breen. All in favor? 700. Thank you. For gifts and donations, do we have any budget transfers? No.
Do not.
Okay. Gifts and donations?
I'll take it. I'd like to make a motion to approve the following gifts and donations: to Boyden from the John D. Langley Foundation VIP program for $1,000, and the middle school from William J. Buckley for drama programs for $50.
Second. Motion by Ms. Syra, second by Mr. Breen. All those in favor? 700. And minutes.
Madam Chair, make a motion to approve the February 2025 regular school committee meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Buckley, second by Mr. Breen. All those in favor? 700.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Breen, second by Ms. Syrick. All those in favor? 700. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you.